All right, welcome to another deep dive. You know how this works. You send us something interesting, we break it down, and this time, you've really outdone yourselves.
Yeah, this one is pretty wild.
Agentic AI for core analytics platforms. That's a mouthful. We're diving into a report on how this technology, using things like LangChain and Crew AI, could totally revolutionize how we process data and find insights.
And make it much, much faster.
So our mission, let's cut through the jargon and see if this stuff can actually make your analytics faster, smarter, less manual work for you.
Way less manual. I mean, think about the amount of data you're probably dealing with, right?
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. Traditional analytics just can't keep up. We need something more, something that can handle it all on its own, basically.
That's where this agentic AI comes in, right?
Exactly.
So what is it, really? Like, in simple terms?
Okay, so think of it like this AI systems that can operate completely autonomously. They make decisions, take actions, achieve their goals with minimal human intervention.
So they're not just following instructions, they're actually
They're figuring stuff out.
figuring stuff out.
They have these components, right? Like for perception, reasoning, taking action, learning from their experiences. Some of them even have memory. They can remember past analyses and actually collaborate with other AI agents.
Oh, interesting. So that brings us to the whole single agent versus multi-agent systems thing.
Yeah.
What's the difference for, someone who's actually trying to use this stuff?
Single agent is like one AI doing its thing. It's great for simpler tasks, straightforward stuff. But when you get into complex analytics, that's where multi-agent systems shine.
So
You have different agents with different skills, all working together. It's powerful, but you got to coordinate them carefully.
Okay. So let's talk about LangChain. This report mentions it a lot. What exactly is it?
So LangChain, it's like this super versatile open source framework. You can build all sorts of AI applications with it, specifically applications that use those big, powerful large language models. And what's really cool about LangChain is it's modular. You can plug in different language models, connect all your different data sources, and basically create this custom analytical workflow.
So it's like a toolkit.
Yeah, exactly. A toolkit. And it has all these specific tools for analytics, like for refining the AI's understanding of your prompts,
Mm.
what you're asking it to do. It can help it remember context from previous steps, so it's not starting from scratch every time. And then there's this thing called RAG, retrieval augmented generation.
All right.
Retrieval augmented generation, yeah. It's basically a way for the AI to access and use your specific data to back up its insights, make sure it's not just making things up.
Oh, so it's grounded.
It's grounded, exactly. And of course, it lets you build those autonomous agents we were talking about, and then it gives you all these tools to test and manage their workflows. It's pretty comprehensive.
So how would you actually apply LangChain, like right now in the analytics you're doing?
Well, the key is its ability to connect to all sorts of data sources, spreadsheets, databases, APIs, the whole works. You can then use the LLMs through LangChain to do things like summarize data, identify trends, even create visualizations.
Wow.
And get this, you can build specialized agents like for specific tasks, like cleaning your data or engineering new features. So instead of you doing it manually, you have these AI agents doing the grunt work.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so then there's Crew AI. Where does that fit in?
So Crew AI is specifically designed for managing teams of these LangChain-powered agents. Think of it like you're building this task force, but instead of people, it's these specialized AI agents, and they're all working together on these complex analytical projects.
Wow, so you're like the general commanding your AI army.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
You define the roles, the goals, the tools for each agent in this crew. And Crew AI orchestrates everything, figures out how they need to work together, whether it's sequentially, in parallel. It can even handle more dynamic, event-driven workflows.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like the project manager.
Yeah, the project manager for your AI team.
The report mentioned that Crew AI actually builds on top of LangChain. What does that mean, like in a practical sense?
It means Crew AI is like the conductor, and LangChain provides the instruments, the individual agents and their capabilities. So a Crew AI agent might use LangChain to access a database or perform a specific type of analysis or generate a visualization. Crew AI orchestrates, LangChain provides the tools.
Okay, that makes sense. Can you give us a concrete example, something our listener can really grasp, of how these two would work together in an analytics project?
Sure. Imagine you're analyzing customer reviews, right? You could have one LangChain agent that pulls all the review data from your system. Then another LangChain agent could analyze the sentiment of those reviews. Are they positive, negative, neutral? And then a third LangChain agent could generate charts and graphs to visualize those findings. Crew AI would manage all three of these agents, making sure they work together seamlessly so you get that final report, all automated.
That's so cool. Okay, so now let's talk about a typical analytics platform, something our listener might be using right now. What are the core components, and how could this agentic AI approach change things?
Okay, so most platforms handle a few basic things, right? They ingest data from various sources, they store it, usually in data lakes or warehouses. They process and clean that data, analyze it, visualize it. And then there's all the management stuff, metadata, security, governance, all that.
Yeah, and a lot of these platforms offer features like real-time processing, self-service analytics, things like that.
Right, exactly. And that's where agentic AI can really make a difference. Think about data ingestion. You could have AI agents intelligently connect to all those different sources, handle all the different formats. Data clean agents can automatically identify and fix inconsistencies, errors in the data.
Oh, that would save so much time.
So much time. And then in the processing and analysis stage, they can dynamically choose the best techniques, even work together in parallel to find those hidden patterns, anomalies, trends. For visualization, they can generate relevant charts and graphs, even respond to natural language queries to create custom reports, all automated. And then, of course, you can automate the entire workflow from raw data to actionable insights end to end.
That's amazing. So what are some things our listeners should be thinking about if they're considering this, the challenges, the considerations?
Definitely. Scalability is huge. Can this system handle your data as it grows? You also need to think about security, how it integrates with your existing systems, and how you structure these AI teams. It's important to start with well-defined use cases, specific problems you're trying to solve. Don't try to boil the ocean all at once.
Yes, start small.
Exactly.
The report also mentioned different architectural blueprints and best practices. What are some key takeaways for our listener?
A good approach is to think in layers. Have separate components for data ingestion, agent orchestration, processing, visualization. Keep it modular so you can add or change things easily. And robust monitoring is crucial. You need to know what's happening when and why. Always, always get human feedback to refine the system, make sure it's actually working as intended.
Yeah, keep humans in the loop.
Absolutely. And clear communication between the AI agents is critical. If they can't talk to each other effectively, the whole thing falls apart.
Okay, so to wrap things up, what's the big takeaway here? What's the potential impact on how our listener might approach analytics in the future?
It's huge. Agentic AI, powered by tools like LangChain and Crew AI, can make your analytics far more autonomous, far more insightful. You can handle this ever-increasing complexity of data, free up your time to focus on strategic decision-making, not manual data wrangling.
Yeah, let the AI do the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
So to you, our listener, think about this. If AI can take on more of the work of finding and acting on insights, how does that change the questions you ask of your data? How quickly can you respond to new information? What new strategic advantages does that unlock for you?
That's a good question.
That's a big one. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely. It was a fun one.
Until next time.
See you then.